Okay. It looks like we are all good to go. I need to post this link here. Boom. All right. Okie dokie. Okay. While we're waiting for folks to show up, I'll just explain what it is we're up to today. So I am wrapping up my semester of teaching. Dig's here. How we doing, Dig? Oh, good. All right. I am Claymore. Thank you so much. I am having a swell week. I actually had today off for the first time in quite some time, so happy with that. Kiwi Dilettante, good evening. And howdy, Kika Urunakun. So I was working on this assignment for my 2D art production class, my 2D game art production class, and we only had about 2 weeks left of the semester, and I was trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what are we going to do that will be interesting, and it will actually be worth our time to learn how to do it. But Dig says, oh, well, let me finish my story and then I'll catch up with chat. What I came up with was, because we've been working digital, we've been doing video game graphics kind of stuff all semester, and I was like, you know what, we should open up Photoshop and just make some, mock-ups of a trading card game. Because I think that's a really great way to just like make sure you kind of like understand how to use Photoshop, and it's also just like a fun, because trading card game design is sort of like, there's a lot of very fixed points, not a lot of people reinventing the wheel when it comes to that, so it's really easy to do, but also almost nobody has ever done anything like it, so has lots of learning outcome opportunities with it. And so I ended up just kind of like doing a demo of how I would approach it in Photoshop, and it became this really fun thing where they would look up from their work and see what I was working on and ask me questions about it, and we were just like having fun, kind of like making deliberately bad decisions with the graphic design and font choices and all that kind of stuff to try to mimic some of the shortfalls that we were seeing in the card designs for some of the card games that we were looking at. And I thought after that it went really well, and I thought, you know what, that would be fun to do on stream. So that is what we are doing this evening. We are going to be searching through Hieronymus Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights for some good old trading card game ideas, and see if we can't come up with our own ideas for mechanics and our own ideas for like stats and victory conditions, while also just kind of more or less just focusing on the graphic design aspect of it. That's the thing I love about these kind of polyscenic murals of this particular artist is, they have this strong impact on their own. And so finding new ways to kind of look at them, new ways to slow down, new ways to consider these art pieces in different ways, I think is just a whole lot of fun. So I thought I would share one of my favorite paintings ever with folks while also doing something incredibly silly. So if that sounds like fun to you, I hope you stick around for as long as you can. I know it's a Friday night. Lots of folks are going to be in and out and doing stuff, and I hope you are having fun, whatever it is you are doing. But yeah, Dig says we're doing all right. I was reading some Elric when I saw your streaming. Heck yeah. I really like Elric. Well, I like the crazy stuff in Elric. I find Elric as a character to be fairly insufferable. And the things that that kind of like, I don't know. It's I enjoy a lot of the ideas in a way that like some people have said like Kugel the Clever from the Dying Earth stuff by Jack Vance is sort of like an impossible to root for character, and I kind of enjoy that. I really enjoyed his story just because it was funny to see him kind of like barely get one over on people, and kind of like it all comes out, it's all neutral, he never gets that far ahead, and I don't know, it was like it's like watching a I'm trying to think of, I don't know, not quite Smokey and the Bandit, but something like that. I don't know. But Elric is just like he's I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading it in publishing order, and like it gets a little bit more interesting later on. But yeah. But if you have Dig, if you have any suggestions for where I should give Elric another try, please let me know. I do love the P. Craig Russell Elric books. I think those are beautiful comics. Okay, Pastel Grays is saying, what about a landscape building card game? That's not a bad idea, but I don't want it to be like a complete the picture kind of game. I think probably like having a location card that then you populate with scenes and like activities in it would be interesting. So like, some of these more like zoomed out things, like, I don't know, we could give a name to this fountain right here. But I do think it would be fun to just kind of like go kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh with this. I think that would be fun too. We'll see. Ooh, you know what would be fun? Here, I can show you, because this is where I got my streaming background. So maybe I can match it up exactly. That'd be, here we go. Something like this. Now it looks like it's completely the same. But yeah. Okay. So let's. I was looking at this earlier, and there's so many like little scenes in here and little creatures that I really like. But I added, if you check out this guy, he is hanging out kind of like in the bottom right corner now. He's my new thumbs up reminder, because there's like a severed hand kind of like pinned to this shield or disc or something like that to the back of this demon's back, and I thought like, oh, let's put a thumbs up reminder there. Dig says, yeah, I'll have to think about advice for reading Elric because it's not easy to get into. Yeah, I think there's a lot, and maybe like I'm reading the wrong Eternal Champion book. Maybe I need to start with some other ones. I think Elric is the one that is kind of like most iconic and kind of like comes up the most. But I get the feeling that it's not even like the people who actually read the whole cycle or whatever it's called. It's not even people's favorite. It's just the one that people remember. Okay, could the goal be to map your journey through hell using cards? Yeah, I think so. That could be it. I kind of think like it would be fun to play as like, so like in Magic the Gathering you play as planeswalkers, and maybe in this game you play as like Dukes of Hell or something like that. And so you're trying to collect souls or something. I think that would be pretty interesting. Although we'd have to go to other ones because we only have one panel of hell here. But I have plenty of other paintings. Not quite as high res as this one, but even so. But I really like this scene right here. and I think it would be kind of an excellent start for our card, is just to kind of capture this little weirdo right here. And maybe he's a creature card, maybe it's some kind of ability or something like that. But we will come to that when it is time. So in the meantime, we actually need to make our card format, because until we have the basic kind of layout of our card, then we don't know how how big our images are going to be and all that kind of stuff. Xpud is saying, I took up making a trading card game as a hobby, so you think it's possible to make money from it? And then goes on to say, by the way, I didn't mean you would make money. I was talking about from the industry in general. We are Grizzhoot. We are stealing some weird little guys this time. But Xbud, I do think that the trading card games as it exists right now, where you go to the store, you buy a blister pack, and it's kind of like this, I don't know, living card game or whatever. This thing that's constantly expanding. I feel like people have that, the people with the most money kind of have that locked down. However, I do think that if you came up with like a box set that had several different decks, that kind of was like a complete thought. It wasn't something that you needed to buy like blister after blister after blister to eventually buy, and customize your deck. I think if it's something a little bit more contained, I think there's an awful lot of opportunity there. How much money it'll make is impossible to say. And if that is there are easier ways to make money than to make any kind of art. But if you are curious about how that would turn out, and you're curious about those design challenges, it could be fun. Could be fun. All right, so I'm gonna make I'm gonna make the dimensions of a normal poker card here. So we're gonna have this be pretty large. Probably 600 is a little overkill. You know what? Let's do 300. That's more than enough. And that way, if I have to go to lower res images later, it's not impossible to find images large enough to use for these cards, since I won't be drawing them. But yeah, 2.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. Here we go. All right, let's knock this back. And let's start out with kind of like figuring out our borders and everything for this card first. Let's just do the most 90s thing ever. If you've ever looked at like an old Yu-Gi-Oh card or something, Juan is saying like TCG based on Bosch art, absolutely goated. I'll bet we can find some goats somewhere in Bosch's art. Claymore, do you have a single favorite character from the Garden of Earthly Delights? I do. We'll get to that. Well, let me show you. Let me show you. So as far as all this is concerned, this is all great. I love so many aspects of this. There's actually a lot of really great little scenes, even in the less hellish areas of this. And we'll kind of like take a tour and kind of look through plenty today. I love this guy. He's really up there as far as like cool characters that I kind of can't stop thinking about. There's lots of cool stuff in here. I love some of these like night mermaid things in the background. Love those. But let me tell you my favorite little guy. So we get so my interpretation of this image is we kind of start with the Garden of Eden, this sort of like creation. Everything's in balance. Everything is ideal. And then we have so we have Adam and Eve, and then this part it's somewhat ambiguous, but I think there's plenty of reason to believe that this is sort of like after this is actually pandemonium. This right here, what we see here, it looks delightful, but it is actually kind of a warning. This is sort of like, this is topsy-turvy land. This is kind of effing around, and this is finding out. That is my interpretation of this triptych. And you look through here, and there's just like all kinds of horrible, bamboozling situations all throughout here, and it's really, I think, quite effective. But it is not without its moment of hope. So if we look up here in the top right-hand corner, we can see this little moment right here. And it's these people kind of walking into an open door, and each person right here is just like a dot and a single stroke with a very, very fine brush. And it looks like people are being led into this door by this robed figure standing by the door. And this is not something I've ever seen anyone talk about. This is not ever something that I've seen focused on, and it's so small that unless you got right up, probably closer to the painting than you could get if you were seeing it in person, that you would ever really notice. But it's just this wonderful little detail that I think now I think it's somewhat open for interpretation as to what is going on, in this scene. Is this a doorway to heaven? Is this an escape? Is this the rapture? Almost certainly not. But is this the parousia or whatever? Is this the last chance that folks have? Is this the last chopper out? Or is this set up sort of? It looks like there's like explosions and fire behind here. It may not be that great. It might not be excellent. I mean, it might not be any better than what's going on up here, right? But there's something about this scene and the kind of the beams of light coming from it that just kind of, I don't know. So I know that's not quite what you're looking for, but we're going to look at plenty of other cool images and everything like this. But I think about this scene and these doors or this doorway from this painting frequently. It just kind of like, yes, it rattles around in my head as like one of these wonderful little like mysteries to chew on. So yeah, and it's difficult. It's also difficult for me to look at religious art and not kind of like put my own sort of like evangelical Christian background on top of it. Once upon a time, I was actually training to be a pastor. That's actually what I got my undergrad degree in, is biblical literature, and my relationship has changed significantly with those symbols since then. But I still find it this wonderful little like Rubik's Cube to twist around when it comes to art images. So anyways, let's get back to our. So here we have our card, and I'm going to add. If we think about like a Yu-Gi-Oh card here, let's grab a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Perplexing Ruins is saying he'd be really interested in a solo card. I don't know that I've ever played any solo card games. That would be fascinating. So let's look at Yu-Gi-Oh card game images. Yes. And let's go to large and just get a nice big Yu-Gi-Oh card in here. Now I'm trying to be picky. I'm trying to pick out a very specific one. Blue Eyes White Dragon. We have to. We have to. Size large. Alright, that'll be plenty large enough. Alright, so let's copy this image and I will paste it in here. And then, so I have this new program here called Pure Ref, and it's for adding visual reference as kind of like this extra layout thing that's just kind of sits next to and on top of my my drawing. So I like this a lot. I've seen other people do it. I've never done it, and now I'm working digitally. Oops, it disappears. Well, what's the point of this? What's the point of that if it disappears when it's not focused? My goodness. Is there a way to do settings? Okay. Scale, handle, default window size. Well, what's the point of this? It's surely there's one of these things. All right, I'm gonna have to look into that later. That wasn't as useful as I thought it was going to be, but it at least gives us the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So if we kind of take a look at this background right here for this card, we can see that this was designed in the early days of Photoshop, because the background of this card is, of course, just filter, render, clouds, and this is the background. That's what they did. So let's do one better. Let's do filter, render, different clouds, and then run that a couple of times. There we go. That looks sufficiently complex for a background. And then what we can do is adjust the levels on this so that it's not quite so overbearing. And then what we can do is we will call this Cloud BG. And we can color this by putting a multiply layer on it, or probably in this case an overlay layer. And then we can choose our color here. Something like this. And let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, pretty close. Pretty doggone close. Probably a little less saturated, probably a little more orange. But you get the idea, right? I mean, that's how they made a lot of these effects, are kind of like out of the box filters and effects from Photoshop from back in the day. And then that kind of they kind of got stuck with that design aesthetic for a long time, which is why Yu-Gi-Oh kind of looks the way that it does. And I just thought that was really fun, because it's like when I started using Photoshop, it was like Photoshop version 3 or something like that. It was really, really early on, and we were saving our images on zip disks, and I was just using it to just figure out, like, what are the coolest things I could do. And I was taking like scans of comic books and kind of like adding lens flares to them and all that kind of stuff. We should do a lens flare. That'd be fun. And I think that's kind of the best way to learn Photoshop. It's just kind of like tool around with it for a couple of years, and you'll learn stuff. And there were no, back when I was learning that, there was no YouTube, and there were certainly no YouTube tutorials. And in order to get like information on how to use it, I think I ended up looking up a bunch of like old. Well, I mean, they were new at the time, but like forums and stuff like that in specific kind of like comics communities, like how do you do color flats, how do you use layers, all that kind of stuff. Let's do 8 subdivisions. That seems like plenty. Oops. There we go. But yeah, there's all kinds of interesting things to do with cards and card design, and we're not necessarily here to make good decisions. We're here just to kind of like mess around and have fun and see if we can't kind of like get a different angle, a different view on one of my favorite paintings. That is, first and foremost, that is what we are doing tonight. So let's save this. Let's go to... Let's save this in Macro Art. New, we'll call this Bosch Cards. And we'll call this layout V1. Card layout. There we go. BG color. Okay. Let's check this out. All right. Let's catch up with chat here. Do you have a single favorite character? We talked about that. Xbud said it's more of a board game with collectible cards, so I'm probably not going to make more money than I spend. That's the most likely outcome of most projects ever. That's just how it goes. And that's not like a criticism. It's just experience. And it's whatever you're working on, try to enjoy it for its own sake, and then also recognize that if it is something that's for other people, Grizhoot says Boschlings. I really like that idea. But yeah, if you're enjoying it for its own rewards, that's great. And then you got to do a bunch of usability testing to make sure other people are enjoying it too. Xbud is saying, this is such a good idea. Are all the cards like zoom-ins from the paintings? That's the general idea. It'll save me from having to draw things and just kind of focus on looking at things. Dig is saying, solo card game design challenge sounds like an interesting challenge. Yeah, I don't know quite how I would do that. I haven't played very many solo card games, but I know Perplexing Ruins loves that solo stuff. Not Dark Magician. Yeah, Kyle is showing us True Colors. That's right. That's right. My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards. Claymore is saying this our art canvas for projection, so that follows. I love the depth of religious art. They're so deeply layered in exoterica and visual language of whichever religion it pertains to. That's right. And it's enculturated, and it's lots of different things, lots of things to unpick, lots of mysteries that'll never be solved. I love it. Pure Ref is wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad to know that's okay. So there's a top mode always on. I'll look for it later. I have a reading disability, so just looking through some of these menus is just a pain in the butt for me. Alejandro says, Oh, hi. YouTube did notify me of this. How y'all doing? Well, yeah, YouTube loves to hide things. My pathetic grandpa's deck has no cards. Yes, that's great. Okay. So let's do just a little bit more work here on. Let's do just a little bit more work here on our card layout, and then we'll get going. Bevel emboss. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Chisel. We gotta chisel it. Let's make it code. Where'd it go? Here we go. Here it is. It's back. There we go. That's where our card name is going to go. Although I think we need a different angle on this. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Let's do like 100, so that the top is different than the side. And then why isn't the dark side showing on this? Depth. I feel like we need a shadow or something on the other side of that. I'll troubleshoot it later. But our actual card image will be, say, yay big. Maybe another 1/8 of an inch. Something like this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1/2 inch, full inch, 1.5 inches. There we go. All right, so let's make a new layer, and let's put this layer in a group, and let's give this group a mask. And that way, if I was to go here and pick out our good friend at the gaming table, we can just grab a big old image right here, paste it on this layer, and shrink it down. Shrink it down. Here we go. Yeah. Maybe we should we turn this a little bit? I feel like we should. There we go. Yeah. So something like this. Oh no, we've got a missing little spot right there. All right, well, let's go make a new selection. Let's go make a new selection. We're gonna get way more than we need now. Here we go. Shrink this down. I mean, that's pretty great right there. I mean, that looks like an ability card for sure. But I want to do this little goober right here. I just so tickled by this guy. Really quite a handsome feller. And let's just shrink him down a little bit. Click my yeah. Now we're talking. All right, so this border, this needs some kind of like firm border around it. So let's see if we can't put a stroke layer around this. Let's go on the inside so we get really nice sharp lines, and let's shrink down that stroke size to 6. That seems substantial enough. I like that. And then let's see here. Do we do another bevel emboss? I like that. I mean, it's pretty crusty, but it looks fun. Makes me happy. It makes me laugh, so I think it's a good idea. All right, let's save this. What are folks saying now? All right. I think the hotkey is Control-Shift-A. Always on top mode. Let's give it a shot. Control-Shift-A. Hey, all right. Thanks, Grizhoot. That's excellent. That's really going to help. Oh, so wow. So they have a bevel on their images too. They just have a little bit more of a bevel than I do. Well, I mean, I wasn't thinking like I wanted to make Yu-Gi-Oh cards from this necessarily. But now that I see it, I don't necessarily not want to make Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, okay. All right. New plan. We're making Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That is now our specific goal. It's just too fun not to. Okay. So we'll do a drop shadow and the bevel emboss. And let's see here. The preview's not quite working, but it's because I turned that off. That's why. All right. Okay. So about yay and about yeah. And then it looks like it's kind of bright on the bottom side too. So let's just go ahead and get like a dark gray and set that to screen mode. Ah, okay. So that somehow using global light wasn't yes, this is so good. Okay, so let's get this drop shadow looking good as well. So it looks like the drop shadow actually is like it's not actually like too far away. It's like directly underneath everything. It looks like it is spreading out, but it's also like pretty close by. And then the opacity is down to about here. We'll spread it out just a little bit. So there we go. There we go. That's looking right good right there. Here we go. Okay. Yes. Oh, it's all coming along. This is fun. I'm having a blast. Okay, so let's kind of like recompose this now that we have this bevel, chisel bevel here. So that's looking a little bit nicer, and then maybe let's bring the levels up a little bit just so we can kind of see it a little bit better. Maybe that's too much. Something like that. We can figure out how to add like a polychrome filter to it later. But I'm already having a good time with this project. Already having a good time. Okay. Dig, I cannot believe I've been led to watch a stream where we're making homebrew Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's right. That's right. My, what interesting shoes those are. Yeah. And there's a spoon coming out of one of them. But yeah, it's like these shoes seem to be like specific. It's like it's clearly thought through like more carefully than some of the other set pieces, but I get the idea that they're for stomping, because they're spiky. But it is from the Netherlands, so maybe this is sort of like an early version of clogs or something like that. I don't know. Maybe this is what you would use for winemaking. I don't know. I really, but it's just like they're riveted together. Like there are other kinds of like set pieces and costuming that aren't nearly as like well thought out. So it seems like it's some kind of reference to something. Kind of like this kitchen knife is like really, really very specific. Seems like something, because you can always tell when Bosch didn't have access to something, because he kind of like, Bosch almost certainly had access to rabbits. Like maybe they were alive, maybe they were dead. I don't know. Really knows what a rabbit looks like. But giraffes, probably not. Porcupines, probably not as easy to come by. and he's. I mean, they're beautiful, but not as thoroughly referenced, we'll say. So, like when I see something that's like highly specific and detailed, I assume that it's something that Bosch like had access to. That's just my personal theory, but I feel like it's a pretty good one. Would Kaiba use a Bruegel deck? Listen. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I'm probably not going to call this Bosch, is because I do want to bring in some Bruegel stuff. So I was actually doing a little bit of research on... I just have like a document or a folder full of important paintings, so I can reference them whenever I need to. So there's Peter Bruegel the Elder. That's the one everybody thinks of. All right. And he comes a little bit after. Hieronymus Bosch. Clearly kind of like picks up the torch and runs with it, puts his own spin on it, but he's doing something he's doing something in the same vein. They were in the same country, and Bruegel was carrying on something of the same tradition. But Bruegel also had a son and a daughter who also so that's why Peter Bruegel is called Peter Bruegel the Elder, because there was a Peter Bruegel the Junior, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's actually lots of really wonderful Bruegel paintings that aren't necessarily done by the same Bruegel. And fortunate for us, Wikicommons actually has a lot of really high-res images of a lot of this stuff, and sometimes we can get a much better look at them than we could, or a closer look at them, I should say, than we could in person. I love looking at paintings in person whenever I can, but failing that, I will gladly settle for a nice high-res scan. At least it saves on plane tickets. There we go. That looks better. Okay. So I still don't know what we're going to call this card, but we're moving right along. Let's look. What does this border for the card look like? So I think already, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because it's kind of first and foremost for like at least in the beginning, it was first and foremost for children to like collect really nice, monster cards and everything like that. Unlike most card games, like you have over half of the, of vertical height of the card is given for the image, just like this big old square in the middle of it. And then all of the card text is kind of crammed into like the bottom fifth of the card right here. By the time you get through all the borders and everything, and this becomes more and more of a problem the longer Yu-Gi-Oh is out, because they just keep adding more and more rules text to make the game interesting for expert players. And they started off with not a lot of room on the card for rules text. So maybe that's the thing that we should do next, is that rules text. So let's group some things together. So we'll call this the image. We'll call this the background. Make a new layer here. We will call this the card text. Group it. All right. So I think for our purposes, we could probably use a little bit more room and kind of like maybe increase our font size a little bit. That seems good to me. And it looks like honestly, it kind of looks like they are just using a brighter version, and maybe it's like hue shifted a little bit or something like that, but it's essentially the same. It's essentially the same pattern that's just continued. So we can do something like that. And now we need to figure out, like, how are we going to recreate this border? I could hand draw it, but all right. Let's see here. What's the smartest way to do this? I think the smartest way to do this is to wing it. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, so let's get, and I can change all these colors later. I don't have to get them exactly right at this second. Something like that. And then at the top, we have a brighter, yellower version of it. Something like this. I think that it's a little bit thinner, but this is really only a few pixels. This is not very, very large. It's probably my biggest problem right here, actually, is this whole thing is too small. If I really wanted to, I could like paste this in here and like work over it, but I frankly don't think that's worth the trouble for what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, and then I can copy that, paste it, spin it around to the right here, put that over here. Yeah, and then we can always put those blocks in on a layer above. And that'll kind of like hide the shoddy little job that we're doing here. There we go. All right. Looking good. Okay, so now we have to... Oops. Now we have to... We actually do have to fix this little mistake. All right. I don't want any space anywhere on the text box. Here we go. Okay, so now we have to put in this kind of little like block right here. This is a great way to learn art. I mean, back in the day, they would just call this a master copy. And it was an extremely normal and healthy thing to do with art. I can't tell you how many times I, in the sophomore review this year at my art school that I teach at, how many times I said, listen, just pick your favorite artist and copy from them, because that's the best way to learn, is like pick something that you're interested in and make a definable project that has a beginning, middle, and end, and go for it. And because it's just like if it's something that you're interested in, you're going to get more out of it. And a close looking of like reverse engineering all of these different little micro decisions are it's just going through tutorials and listening to teachers and doing exactly what the teachers say is not the way to grow as an artist, not by any stretch. And I'd even go so far as to say there's a really interesting conversation in a class that I was helping with the senior capstone reviews for this other class, and I box corners. And I had reviewed this senior capstone work before, at the end of last semester, and I remembered seeing the thumbnails and having like all these things to say, all these notes, and I was like, this looks the same. Did you do anything different? Did you actually change anything based on the notes that you got last time? Which is, it's a rough question. That's the crits are rough. I try to be as gentle and understanding as I can, and recognize it's never easy to be put on the spot for answering. Why doesn't this look as good as it might have? It's like, well, everyone's probably trying their best. So it's rough. But I have to ask direct questions. That's how to make the most out of everyone's time. And this student said something rather interesting, and I found more than a little alarming, which was, I wrote down everything that everyone said in the last crit, and I did everything. I addressed every single note exactly the way that I was told to. And I felt like it didn't make the comic any better. And I was just like, that's not how feedback is supposed to work. And I was just like, well, yeah, what you've essentially is created a committee of people to solve your problems for you, and that's not how taking feedback is supposed to work. You're supposed to take a look at kind of the broad strokes and the patterns of where this feedback is saying you need to address changes, and then address those changes in the way that you think they should be addressed. And yeah, it's if you're trying to learn art by learning how to avoid all of the wrong decisions, you'll never get anything done, and you will make stale, passionless work. Yeah, it's rough, but it's funny. We don't necessarily teach how, at least not in a consistent way, in art school. Do we really talk about like how to integrate feedback, how to take feedback when you get it? So that's pretty weird. And I forget how we got on that topic, but yeah, Dig says you got to keep your art personal. I think that's important. I think that's a really fundamental and important first step. But you know, at some point, like if it's a comic or if it's a game or something, it is for other people. So you also have to do usability testing. You have to do other things. So it's like art isn't just for the artist. You always want it to work at that level, but you can't. If it's just for you, then don't share it with anyone. I know that's not what you were saying, Dig, but it's something that's been on my mind. Let's see. Iron Con Man is saying mayhaps cards having insanity levels based on how outrageous their designs are. I like that. I probably wouldn't use the word insanity, but I get what you're going for. Like maybe just like even like a something like stress or panic or something like that. Despair. Ooh, I like despair. That's good. Let's see. I never learned all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Special summons techniques, but I like the idea of insanity summons. Yeah, that is a really cool, fun idea for a mechanic. I agree. And yeah, some of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mechanics are very strange now. Sidetrack says, "What ho! I finally made it to a live stream. Truly a good morrow to you, friend, and to you." Iron Con Man says, "Find enjoyment in the process rather than the end product. That is very important." Iron Con Man says, "Chaotic, a chaos level." I feel like the word chaos is used too much. It's like one of those. That's a personal bugaboo, but I'm with you. I think that's a good one, but I like despair more. It just feels strong and evocative, and kind of what we're going for. But maybe the points are souls. That could be it too. But maybe like the power of a card is how much despair it causes. Dig says we've talked about that before. The difference between your art and that is for you and accessible for other people. And goes on to say, I feel like we learn a lot about each other from that conversation. Yeah. We need to chat again, because we keep putting off this. We've been so busy recently, but at least I have. I am gonna make this a square image. It's bothering me. Oops. Here we go. But yeah, we need to talk about that book. That book we've been threatening to talk to each other about forever. There we go. That's looking a little nicer. This is so good. Okay, we need to add some text. I just need some placeholder text. I just need some placeholder text for now. But look at how little of a margin they have on these Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's ridiculous. It's some truly awful design. I think we can make it a little easier on the eyes for us, right? Maybe not. Maybe it'd be funnier if we didn't. I think we're gonna start with Times New Roman, just because I have a feeling. All right, And yeah, it's left justified. All right, let's see. Oh, it's got. All right, let's see here. What are my options? All right, so that's that, and this up here is I'm just doing a quick little thing to see if I am correct about the if I am correct about the font. So sorry, this is taking a second here. I think I'm right. I think this is just like an extra bold version of Times New Roman. Yeah. I think so. All right, let's type out this legendary. No, okay, so the body text is something different. Because that's a different G, but still. It is this part up here is definitely it's definitely Times New Roman. I'm calling it. You can't pull one over on me. Come on, Yu-Gi-Oh. Rage Matasha says, "Hi Map Crow, big fan. I'm working on a board game myself, and I wanted to ask you, should I finish all my assets and have them ready for manufacturing before I start working on the Kickstarter? How do you go about it?" So it depends on how much experience you have making these kinds of things. I would say, yeah, probably I would not print them out and get like a copy, a version of it, just so you're, because if you can have photos of it, that would be great. WK Henderson is here. Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, but Rage, I would consider just making sure you have enough for a prototype and enough to test things, and that you at least get samples from the manufacturer you plan on using, and all that kind of stuff. But as far as like having them all in your warehouse, I don't think that's quite what you were asking. But you should have a pretty firm idea of what you're doing. So for some things, if you've gone with that printer before, it's the old Kylester. That's right. That's right, Dub K. The old Kylester's back at it again at Krispy Kreme. So yeah, Rage, I think that's what I would suggest. If you've never made this kind of stuff before, make sure you're getting print samples. Make sure you at least, even if you don't have all the stuff with your custom art on it, get their sample package. A lot of printers and manufacturers that will send you just like a box of examples of, so you can see the quality of the printing. You can get the texture of, the paper for the different or cardboard or whatever and all that kind of stuff. That's what I would do before the Kickstarter. And then if you can, if it's at all feasible, have the whole thing designed and finished and ready to go. Especially as a first time Kickstarter, if I don't know, if you have a community where people are aware of your work already, maybe you don't have to be as cautious, but I think it's a good idea to have as much of that work done as possible. So I hope that answers your question. Although I'm not really the expert on board games by any stretch. Let's see here. You've activated my trap card, Lorem Ipsum. That's right, Yugi boy. Let's see. A lot of fun despair-like words have been used over frequently. Dolor is a good word. Yeah, like the dolorous blow. I like that too. I've never heard it in its non-adjectival form. I think the thing is, as much as I like that word, I would use that for like the name of a character. But I would not necessarily use that for a name of a mechanic, because the first thing people are going to do is have to look up what dolor means. They'll think, well, you just misspelled dollar or something like that. Do you want to know the Yu-Gi-Oh card font is called, or are you winging it? Oh, do you know? Do you know, WK? Printing sample packs is a great idea. I highly recommend it. Yeah. If you listen, if you have the if I knew that I was going to do this ahead of time, if I was being a good map crow, I would have looked it up ahead of time. But I didn't think we were going to hew so closely to going into parody territory. But if you happen to know, or can look it up for me, let me know. And the other problem is, like, I might not be able to get it very easily. So because a lot of fonts that used to be commonly available are no longer as easy to get your hands on anymore. Like Helvetica used to be all over the place, and then it got replaced with Arial, just because they could get away with it. Despair. Is that how you spell despair? We'll say 3,000. I love Yu-Gi-Oh just going all in on big numbers. It's just like, oh yeah, kids will think this is really cool. It's not despair, right? It's despair, right? And then what would be another stat? Oh, just we'll say soul for now. Just for now. Doesn't have to say that way. I don't really love the kerning on this. Kerning or leading or whatever. I don't know. I'll get that sorted out later. It's just placeholder. Just placeholder. It's so easy to get lost in the details too early. All right. Now it is time. We need to think of a name for this weirdo. Okay. If the Yu-Gi-Oh fan wiki is to be trusted, or cardmaker.net, it's called Stone Serif Italics. Not sure if that's programmed into Photoshop, but looks like it's downloadable. That might be something I do later, because I'd rather just keep working in this. But I am tell you what I'm going to do. Despair is just intensified despair. Traditionally, despair. Oh no! So I'm just wrong. Oh no! Now it. Oh no! I have a terminal degree in my field. I will not be spoken to this way. I secretly try to work the font Palatino into as many things as I can, because I'm your pal, Kyle Latino. My last name is Latino. It's an Italian name, and it's a little private joke that I have. Monster name. Okay, so it looks like we need to... We're not going to download their font. We're going to use our own font. Okay, so we have that going for us. Okay, so let's see here. It's a condensed font. Do I have any serif condensed fonts? Oops. Benguat is certainly not it, but it might get us where we're going. Oh, this looks pretty close, actually. Looks pretty dang close. I mean, it's a little fancier than I want it, but it's a solid start. So now we need to come up with a name for this thing. What is this thing's name? Man, Photoshop is lagging a little bit. I have a feeling even my super cool extra special graphics card for grown-ups is struggling with the stream and all this kind of stuff. But also Photoshop is not really even the best thing. It's just like normally you would do this kind of layout stuff in InDesign anyway. Which if I was going to make a deck, I would lay it all out in InDesign, not Photoshop. But for now, it's fine. Let's see here. All right. All right. I've given you all some time. Hopefully, lobotomy rat, bowl imp. Don't forget to save. I save frequently, but thank you, Grizhoot. Always a good helpful reminder. No stat will ever be as perfect and fitting as the Kerbal Space Program's astronaut bravery and stupidity. Yeah, that's good. It's my own spin on... Okay, so bottleneck. The bottleneck is probably memory, RAM. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Shrouded Knave thing. I think I'm going to call this the... We'll just listen. This isn't it. I'm just going to try this out. The Mighty Cheesler. That's not bad. I like that. He looks mighty. This font is bothering me. I might actually... Okay, all right. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card fonts. While you're all trying to come up with a better name than what I came up with, that's gonna buy me the extra time that I need to actually download the fonts for Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I'm reading a blog post from a forum post from 2004 that says it's Palatino. It's just Palatino that's like squished into different sizes. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if that's true. That would be pretty great. All right. So what if we go blue? No, there's no way. I'm sorry, 2005. That's not true. And then people are saying, is proxying cards illegal? could you go to jail for it? Boy, that is some 2000. All right. Here we go. Okay, all right. Let's hope this Mediafire link isn't just a bunch of viruses. If I suddenly go down, you'll know. Matrix regular. Ooh, it's a... Ooh, good news. It looks like it's actually a Adobe font. So let me just log into my Adobe account. Download. Can I download the whole thing? You gonna let me download all of them at once? Bop, 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 bop. Bop. Okay. Ooh, I gotta get the... Wait, I don't want that. Do I? No. Matrix 2 regular. That looks like the one I want. Matrix 2 extended narrow. All right. Okay. I know that was some exciting streaming, but don't worry, it's over. You can all calm down now. browsing for fonts is now over. Yeah, this is it. This is absolutely it. This is it. Oh, yes. I mean, that's honestly the truth about Photoshop. I never get over how powerful I feel when I figure something out. Okay. So I was going to go with the Firmius Cheesler. Okay. Pillaging Rodent, Charles Entertainment Cheesler. Oh no. The Weasel of Betrayal, Captain Comet, coming out on the grassy knoll with a really strong one. That's really good. The Shank Beast. Ooh, these are good. Traitorius Squire. I like that. I like Traitorius. He's a Palatino the whole time. That's right. The Blue Cheese Bandit. That's good. Vicious Vermin. Vicious Vermin sounds like the name of all that's already a card. That's one of the... Whisker Cheese Fang sidetrack. Whisker Cheese Fang. The Plunder Whisker. Ratitious Rex, the Rat of Punic Faith. Oh, Rat of Punic Faith. I cast Rat of Punic Faith in attack mode to steal your soul points directly. Yeah, it feels good. That's the real that's the real I cast Weasel of Betrayal in attack mode. Vicious Vermin in attack mode. Sorry for peeking the mic there. So sorry. Get a little excited. Just getting a little excited. Okay. So that's pretty good. I think for now I'm gonna make that white, just so I feel like it needs to stand out a little bit better than it is already. But that might just be the bad The bad design of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That might just be part of it. Oh no. I've encountered a problem. Don't send a report. Do open up. I'm going to close Pure Ref. I'm going to close Pure Ref because I'm wondering if that's not the straw that's breaking the camel's back here. Open recent. Now we get to all find out together how frequently I save. I called these Bosch cards for now. There we go. That's fine. I didn't lose any. Anything at all. That's right. Got to get up earlier in the morning than that. Pull one over on the old Kylester. Lots of the unlucky wizard. This is great. No, you'll calm down. I save. It's a reflex. It's you got nothing to worry about. What if the card is actually the guy being stabbed? Well, I think the idea. It's a fun idea. I like it. And I think there's a version of this game that I'm not really going to finish ever, but the what's in my head. The criteria I've come up with in my brain, my very special mind, is that you are demons kind of like fighting over humans. It's like, you know, the apocalypse has occurred, and now it's just a free for all, and all the dukes of hell are out there. And it's kind of like maybe this card game is just like as openly demonic as it seems that the shadow games in Yu-Gi-Oh actually are, or as openly demonic as Magic the Gathering was presumed to be by my fundamentalist Christian parents. Okay. All right. So let's now turn our attention to these like kind of like summoning orbs. All right. Let's see how easily I can work up these summoning orbs. All right, so we got one of these. And then what else is on these summoning orbs? What else do they do? They got oh, here's what I need to do. Make it real dark right here. That's right. And then we'll get our fuzzy brush. And then we'll get this really like nice. Yeah. Get this nice. So already that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty dang close to what these little like summoning orbs on Yu-Gi-Oh actually look like. It might just be good enough. How are we gonna get us? So there should be a symbol there. I don't know that I want to use a star, and I think a pentagram is a little on the nose. But let's just give it a shot. Let's just see what it looks like when we do that. Maybe I'll do like a unicursal hexagram, but that's ours. It's pretty complicated shape for as small as this icon is going to be. We'll get it sorted out though. We'll get it sorted out. I think I have an idea, but I want to try this. I want to try this. What if we do overlay? I've got an idea. I've got an idea. Okay, so let's use a text. Let's make the text much smaller than that. And let's just put an O in here for now. And let's go to Wingdings. Regular. And then let's open up the type. And let's open up the panels, glyph panels. Surely we can find something in here that will work out well. When in doubt, open up Wingdings. Is there some kind of star sign for Wingdings that would work out for us? Let's try Wingding. Come on. Oh, this menu is a mess. Okay, let's try Wingdings 2. Wingdings 2. There's a star. It saves me from having to make a nice star. I want to say that there's a version of Wingdings that has a like a Neptune signal, symbol, or a trident or something like that. Maybe I should just pick some kind of astrological sign. That'll probably work. Maybe I just take this and turn it upside down. That's not bad, actually. I think I was overthinking this. I think this is what I'm doing here. Yeah. Let's see here. Maybe we should do this thinner one. No. I like the big friendly one. Yeah, I think this is what we're doing here. Uh-oh. Here comes Lofi. Here comes Lofi Catino. Alright. I can flatten that now. We can scoot that here. Orbs. There we go. The Rat of Punic Faith. This is great. This is great. I'm gonna call this one a. I feel as though that this is not a this is an imp. And then we can come up with our cool flavor text for this later. And I guess you know what? I don't trust you people. I'm gonna spell check this. Oops. Okay. Well, all right. It is a D spare with a D E spare. Can you spare a D? All right. It does look like a Dragon Ball, doesn't it? Actually, that gives me an idea. I've already flattened it, but I kind of... Okay. We can always undo back. Do I like the black stars as a Dragon Ball GT reference? No, I don't think they work as nicely. We're gonna go with the yellow stars. He's got 4 stars on Yelp. That's right. He's still gonna get fired because it's not 5 stars. I guess it would be Hell's version of Yelp is called Help. With 2 L's. Chala, hey chala. Big friendly star for a big friendly demon. This rat is quite perfidious. Munster. It's just a hug. It's just a hug. I love seeing your avatar bounce when you smile and clack your keys. Yes, yes. I'm making all the keyboard noises with my mouth. It's a talent that I have. The angelic symbol for Lucifer. I don't know what that is. Yes. Certainly. Okay. So probably we need to come up with some kind of like big icon right here. I feel like those should be star signs. That's probably like the easiest way to go about this. Although, if we could just crack open a digital copy of the Lesser Key of Solomon, and I think that's probably where this is headed. I think that's probably where this is headed. I think we're gonna get a cult up in here tonight. That's what I think is gonna happen. Go look up whatever they're called, like the Goetta symbols or whatever. That'll be fun. All right. And what color is the orb of this going to be? I think we'll just make it purple. Make it a dark, desaturated purple. Something like this. We could just mess with the levels a little bit. Ah, nice. Okay. Cool. Okay. So let's grab, so maybe, all right. So the Lesser Key of Solomon, for those that don't know, this is an old book from the mid 17th century that kind of like collects a bunch of like lore and on like different dukes of hell and all this kind of stuff. So like this is the secret key of Solomon right here, and it has like all these different sigils in it. All of these different, so there's like, you know, King Baal and you know, King Beleth. I mean this is just like a whole other extra card game. But if you ever think like, you know, like Hieronymus Bosch is kind of like completely making all this stuff up and just kind of going nuts with this, well, you know, there is actually like this grander tradition of like all these other things, all these other kind of like images that aren't necessarily directly from the Bible, but we're kind of floating around in you know, folklore and old grimoires and all this kind of stuff. I like the name. Okay, well, so if I really wanted to, what I would do here is try to look up like the domains of all of these different all these different characters, and try to figure out. Okay, so he has 80 legions of demons. He rides a pale horse. Variety of music. So okay, so if we were to say like do like this guy, right? He has a horn, so we would probably toss him into Baelith's army or something like that. That's not bad. Yeah, but I'm not going to actually take the time. I wonder if there's something about gambling, though, that we could use. Because I feel like this whole area is like, it's just like Parcheesi, dice. We have down here, we have cards on the ground and everything. So I feel like that's kind of the idea, is that this particular, not that this is like as organized as the Divine Comedy or anything like that, but I am kind of wondering if that's not where we go with this. I kind of like that idea, but I don't necessarily want to take the time to like look through all of this. But I also don't know that I'm going to be able to stop myself. So maybe I'll just check in with chat. Tag yourself, the Demon Princess, DLC, expansion packs. That's right. That's right. That cat go toot. The Mercury symbol is pretty good. A bunch of diagrams. Very cool seals to pick from. Yeah. It's a book that tells you who to call to teach you math. That is that is pretty accurate from my understanding. Yeah. This is good. I love that every time I watch your stream I find out about 3 new art inspirations to dive into. Heck yeah. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Okay, so let's see. Demon of Gambling, Lesser Key of Solomon. Maybe I just... Ooh. It is just up on Project Gutenberg. So I could just look it up and do a word search that way. That's probably the easiest way to do it. The Lesser Key. Okay. Gamble. Dice. Chance. Oh, this isn't the whole book. Okay, here we go. Gamble. Chance. Dice. Codices. That's not what I'm linked in. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give this a little bit more time before I give up on this. Just a few more minutes. Bear with me here, folks. This is now a hyperfixation of mine. So here, I tell you what. Let me give you something cool to look at while I do this. Here we go. Look at some birds. Leave me alone. Look at birds. Play on your tablet, kids. I've got work to do. Oh no, Lofi's climbing on the keyboard. Get out of here. All right, you're going up to your special playroom. Pandemonium up here. I don't know what to do. Does not matter how much time I spend with that cat. That cat wants to climb on top of me all the time, which is great, and it's cute, and it's adorable, but it does make it somewhat difficult to get work done on occasion. All right. All right. This is not as easy as I was hoping. So we are just going to... that's what I can't find much relating to luck or gambling. Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot of guys in this book. WK, tell me please. Did you know about this book already? I feel like you did. Pyman would work with revealing knowledge thing, where you could loosely fit that into gambling. That's not bad. What about money? That's kind of another angle on this. All right, now that I know that WK's in this with me, is there like money or usury or something like that? Wait, hold on. Here we go. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. I thought so. I think this is good. I think Shex. We'll do that. Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about Shex. Then we can dig it. He's a complicated Duke of Hell. No one understands him, but he's a woman. John Shax. This is why people are choosing to spend their Friday night with the old Kylester. It's because of quality content like that. Heck yeah. Yes, I think we probably did, Dub. Yeah. Now we're going. Now we got it sorted out. It says Kyle's gone. What? Wait, am I here? Is there? This is way better than being on hold for hours. Okay, cool. All right. Kyle is gone. There's only Shax now. Okay, so let's look up. Now I need to look up Yu-Gi-Oh cards again because I lost my reference. Okay, I'm here. Good. All right. Now I need to see what the font is for the tiny little bit of text that is above. It's probably just the same thing. They're probably not like really reinventing that too much. So let's just do X. It is white. All right. So we'll put that there. Although, okay, so this is Times New Roman. We want this to be, what was it, Mex? No? Matrix. Matrix. Let's just do regular for now. We'll put this right here. And then now we need to get the... Now that we've done this, we've actually traced down exactly which sigil we need. This is this is really fun. this is like ridiculously fun to me. Okay, all right. So let's look this up. Okay, so Shax. Oh no. Okay. What number are you? 8675309. Man, these are some good names. Shabdock. Here we go. Number 44. All right. Here we go. All right, let's invert those colors. Let's put this to screen mode. Let's change this to size. This is so cool. Yes. This works perfectly. That probably took about a half hour. I probably took too long to do that, but dang, it was great. Hello, Thunderwolf. This is, in fact, we are making a Yu-Gi-Oh game, or Yu-Gi-Oh cards inspired by paintings from Hieronymus Bosch and Bruegel. Let's finish this one up soon. I need to think of some flavor text for this guy. I'm not going to wimp out on this, but to buy myself some time, I am going to put in. Okay, so this is. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right layer. And then let's add our little like dividing line here. No pixels. Oh boy. Yeah, boy. There we go. That's too thick, but it's easy enough to shave off the top. There we go. Okay, so now I need to think of... Let's not worry about any abilities right now, because I kind of want to get another card done before this is over. Maybe a couple cards. I think now that we have this, we're actually like really off to the races. Until I decide to look up something else in the Lesser Key of Solomon. Then all bets are off. Our timetables are going to get screwed. Okay. This. Horrid little rat hunts down souls who ooh. I like this idea. Maybe the idea here is that we'll just say who ran gambling hells. treating them like... This is bad. This is bad writing, but I'm not gonna be able to think of anything terribly great. Hunts down souls who ran gambling hells. When the world was whole. Yeah, maybe that's how we'll kind of like talk about the lore of this game. Is like the world was like broken open and then all hell poured out of it, like some kind of like rancid egg that popped or something like that. I like that. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrifying, but I like it. Okay, so let's make a couple of adjustments. let's make a couple of adjustments to this. I'm gonna make the borders a little bit darker. Yes. Oh, this is art. This is a work of art. And then I think that this thing right here is a little too saturated. I'm going to desaturate this a little bit. Now, is there a way? I'm gonna make a copy of this, and I just want to see what happens if I use a filter to try to make this thing look like a like a foil card or something like that. I don't think that's going to work super well. No. But I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Balatro recently, and that has like a really cool foil card effect. But even that would only look very good if you can move the card around or something like that. I think this is a very successful first go at this. And I am going to share this on Blue Sky. That's how proud I am. I'm putting it on the refrigerator of the internet. Okay. Okay, we have finished the first pass at the first card. Rat of Punic Faith. In attack mode. Boom. All right, there we go. It's important. It's important to let people know what we're doing. Okay, what's up? What's chat doing? Chef's kiss. This is the best. This rodent of unusual sizes, quite capable with a blade. Morphs, how you doing? Doing well. This is probably a little confusing to blunder into the middle of the stream, but also, what you see is what you get. I mean, this what you think we've been doing is what we have, in fact, been doing. Hunting them down like cheese in a maze. This is good. You're getting into it. With the downfall of human religion, fanaticism begins to plague other dwellers of this world. What in the heart of the cards is going on here? Yeah, that's great. Driscoll photos. That's awesome. This is horrible. Yes. Kyle, I think this is the back of your new business card. This could be. Dig says, I feel like we should advocate for some kind of hellhole reference here somewhere. Yeah, I think so. Gotta make the cardboard shiny. Okay, so this is really good. You know what I want to do actually. So Captain Comet came up with a name for this card, Where do the credits go? The credit lines kind of go down in the bottom right corner. So let's make sure that we are crediting our friends here. Here we go. Ugh. It's being very confused about what I want it to auto select. So let's put oh, it hates this. There's too many overlapping things. I'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. Let me Jesus. This is what happens when you don't lock your layers. Friends. This is on me. This is my fault. I made this happen. Alright, just let me select this. For goodness sake. Okay, alright. Now! Please. Why can't I change this? Why can't I change this? I need to be able to edit this layer, and it's just not letting me do that. Goodness gravy. Okay. All right, that's it. I'm just making a new layer. We're doing this all over again. Okay, here we go. I don't know why that... Oh, I think I accidentally rasterized that layer somehow. That's why it wasn't letting me... Okay, that's strange. I don't know how that happened, but that was technically my fault. Sorry, Adobe. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Where is... What was this called? Matrix? Is it... Okay, so it's all caps, but it's regular. Okay, and then we'll put this at there and there. And it's not that. And then we need 2024. This needs to be right justified. And this goes right about here. And I think this actually needs to be smaller. Not that small. Smaller like I meant it. And then we need to go into glyphs. And let's see if we can't find... You know what? Easier way to do this would be copy, write, symbol, Unicode. Here we go. This is the big one. And then paste that right there. There we go. Credit where credit is due. Now we're finished. Okay. So this is no longer card layout. This would be, we'll say, what is this? Rat of Punic Faith, version 1. Perfect. And now we can say new card. All right. How did I rasterize all of my text layers? When did that happen? That is unfortunate. That is truly unfortunate, but it won't take that long to rebuild. And honestly, we don't need to worry about it. We just turned it all off for now. And let's open up a new painting. So we've already taken something from this, and we could easily find something else from the Garden of Earthly Delights. I have no doubt. But let's pick. Let's open up a Bruegel painting. Peter Bruegel the Elder. All right. So let's just open up a couple of these at once. All right, so this one's good, but it's not really, this is not really hell. But I like it a lot. Man, this is amazing painting. It's not quite what we're looking for. This is more of the kind of thing. We looked at this guy when we were drawing our weird little guys. But let's see here. So we could do this. I mean, obviously this guy is a top contender for new card. I mean, you can't buy that kind of charisma, you know? JP's here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was singing. And it's over now. This is the painting with the butt guy. This is a painting with a butt guy. There's lots of paintings with lots of different butt guys. Sidetracked says, what do you think of in the dim glow the rat scurries, hunting down souls who ran gambling hells when the world was whole. The shadows shelter not the debts long owed. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm swiping that. I'm gonna use that. Oh, it's locked. Alright. Paste. Let's change our font size. Now it actually is as small as it actually is in Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is hilarious. Thing I said we weren't going to do. Looks like we did it. Congratulations, everyone. We did it. In the dim, I feel like Everglow would be hyphenated. The rat scurries, hunting down souls who ran gambling hells when the world was whole. The shadows shelter not the debts long owed. Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to add and sidetracked to the credits. Okay. This is fun. Art streams are fun. Yeah, we stream to find out what happens here, and it's just one of those. It's just the internet is a scary, awful place sometimes, but on occasion, it really is wonderful. This is great. So we got a nest of birds and a fish dangling from oh, this guy. Holy moly. I think we looked at this guy last time. Man, I forgot all about him. It's a hairy frog with it looks like a pie on his head, like a meat pie. Oh. Oh. You're so beautiful. Oh. Man, I used to be an artist. Yeah, we've looked at some of these before. I remember losing it over this guy last time. So let's look up in a place that we haven't seen here. So this place is awesome. I love this. Looks like a guy is troweling coins. Oh my goodness, look at this. Okay, so this is what I mean with polyscenic. So we have we have this kind of like glass dome that has like some kind of like imps on the inside of it. Here, let me grab. So we got this glass dome with some imps on the inside of it that have like, here's a chicken. Behold, it's doing the what's that guy's Will Smith thing. And then there's a big pearl up here on this boat. And that's being held by this guy who's sitting on top of this house that has this big like blanket like tunic thing on. So this is like a pull away sleeve. And he's on top of this house, and he has this big spoon, this big ladle, and he's scooping out all of these silver coins from his butt, and then all of these looks like mostly women down here are like catching it in bowls and stuff. Oh my goodness. So it kind of like it kind of gets this like our kind of main figure right here is this looter who's like running around just like, you know, gathering all the valuables he can, because it's pandemonium, literally. Excuse me. Yeah, welcome to the club, Sidetracked. That's right. That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say this is a painting with a butt guy, right? Here's a butt guy, but also here's a butt guy. You know, there's lots of butt guys. This guy is getting eaten by a crow. He's getting eaten by Map Crow. It's my cousin right there. Spirited Away vibes. Yeah, a little bit. Zero consistency. We are making Yu-Gi-Oh cards with scenes from some of my favorite paintings. That's what we're up to today. So yeah. So now we're just kind of like digging through, looking for our next card. We've kind of finished up our first one. I don't know what these like glass bulbs are for. They keep showing up, and I don't know what the deal is. We have a hooded lantern, so if you've ever seen that on a D&D equipment list and didn't know what it was, that's what one is. These frogs are having a party. That's pretty great. I have a spider on a harp. That's pretty wonderful. All right. I would have to do a lot of work to get this to read, because I think it's you can almost like miss some of this stuff. And you know what? We've already done kind of like money already. We should look for like a musician or something like that. We should look for somebody who's going to fit to a different like Duke of Hell. Oh, look at this. That's incredible. Tenders. All right, this guy and this guy. Oh no. Did I drop out? It looks like it put me back. I think the stream's still going. I was delighted by the hairy frog. I lagged for a second. Yeah, I mean, that'll happen from time to time. I'm just glad it didn't actually cut the whole stream. Sometimes that happens, it just like ends the stream and I have to start a new one. And it's a pain in the butt. There's only so much we can do about that. Butt faces were very popular back in the day. We are going to probably make a more original kind of mechanic for this game if this project continues. But for now, this is more of like a project parody. But we're taking it with a bit more we're taking it a bit more thoughtfully than I thought we were in the beginning. So we might actually end up going going more serious with this. Okay. I think the frog is really winning for me. Although, if I fixed the levels, barrel guy with hat is pretty great too. You know what? No, dance with the girl. What brought you? It's definitely her. It's yep. Who am I kidding? I can't say no to you. I can't say no to you, Pie Frog. So all right, we have our card, and while I'm setting up the next card, you all need to start thinking of names for this card. Your job is to start while I kind of like get everything all set up here. All right. This is looking pretty good. Let's mess with the levels a little bit here. Make this a little bit clearer. That's great. Now, probably what I would do if I was actually going to print these out is, you know, yeah. If I was really going to print these out, I would probably do a little bit of work to kind of like, you know, mask out the background a little bit, and like, you know, maybe like change the hue of it a little bit, make it darker, or just like add a little bit more hue contrast, just to do a little bit more editing, because I do feel like, you know, they were, back in the day, they had to make their own paints. You know, they couldn't just go down to the store. They had to actually like pulverize, you know, different materials and mix it up and everything. So the colors they had were fairly limited. And it's a big pain in the butt. So that's why there's not always the most enormous range of mixed colors for these things. Not to mention the age and the quality of the scan and all this kind of stuff. Fumpkin Frog, zero consistency. I think you just sunk one straight in the basket from mid-court with that one. Frumpkin Frog is pretty good. Emploon Yeasley is saying, if we aren't doing the Paddington bear holding a cooked turkey, my vote is for Frog Guy. Okay, all right. That's good. I'm going back to the demon tally ho. Look for food or frogs or stuff like that. Is there an Exodia type card with all the butt face guys joined together? Captain Comet. You're killing it. You are absolutely killing it. Okay, all right. I'm starting. I'm starting a document here. All right. We'll call this the. Somebody had a Boschlings, right? Somebody said Boschlings. I think it was Grizhoot said Boschlings or something like that. For the possible title of the card game. But Exodia type card. Combine to win the game. Let's save this document in here. We'll call this Boschling Ideas. All right, so probably like this right here, this guy is probably going to be our Exodia. Like, let's be honest, like, what else could it be? So we would have like one card for the bagpipes. We'd have like one card for the face. We have one card for the torso. We'd have one card for one leg and the other card for the other leg. That's 5, which is as many parts that Exodia has. So I think we're pretty good. I think this is working really well. Butt type, yeah, for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's open up our document again. We will just say, because this guy is known colloquially as the Tree Man. So we will just say that is what we are going to do for the Tree Man. Captain Comet again, just like sinking it at the 3-point line. See, I know sports references. I get it. Okay, I still feel like this is an imp type card, but yeah, we're gonna have to come up with a. Okay, so so Zero Consistency came up with this idea right here. Pie Fisherman. I think Frumpkin Frog is really. I keep going. Don't stop on my account. But I think Frumpkin Frog is really good. Zero consistency. Here's a dim pitch. Beelzebub, related to gluttony, known as the Lord of Flies. We got flies and frogs. Oh my gosh, yes. I think you've got it. I think you've nailed it there, WK. I feel like one of the butthole guys needs to have an ability called the Hellhole. I love it. We've really got it here. Okay, so I had to change this to 6 for the last card. Okay, so I need to. We're saving this card. This is the Fumpkin. The Fumpkin Frog. Frug? Yes. Maybe? Who knows? All right. Fumpkin Frog. No, I like it just Frog. I'll fix the name on the title later. Okay, so this is Maxim Narrow. Well, although it might not need to be narrow if it is. I think they only do that if they need it. Yeah. I think that's how that works. Regular. Oh, no. Okay. I'll have to go back and match fonts and everything like that later, if indeed I want to. Oh, that needs to be lower cap style. There we go. That's a close one. All right, so I don't know how we're going to. Maybe we just call it Beazle like that. And okay, so Beelzebub is number 1. That's Baal. What number is Beelzebub? Doo-ba-doo. This is not the best way to check this. I thought it was going to be faster than this. So we are making kind of like a weird card game that is a combination of, maybe the name of the game should just be called The Lesser Card Game of Solomon. That's not bad. It's kind of like, it's got that nice tinge of self-deprecation that I like a lot. Sam, how you doing, Sam? You could send me the chart after the stream, possibly. If you just look for it... Oh, wait, hold on. It's in here. The numbers are in the copy that I found on Gutenberg.org. So let's see here. Oh, you're looking it up on your own copy. You actually have a print copy of this, don't you, WK? Is Beelzebub in the Lesser Key of Solomon? Solomon. Solomon. Am I absolutely losing something? I feel like he would be here. All right. It's weird that he's not here. Maybe it's just like spelled differently in this. All right, hold on. I need to look this up. This is bothering me. Yeah, Beelzebub is not in the Lesser Key of Solomon, which is fascinating to me. It's such a okay. So does all right. So the question is then, does Beelzebub have one of these sigils? I'm sure he does. For Beelzebub, he is not part of the 72 demons of the Ars Goetia. Goetia? He's in the dictionary Infernal, but he does not have a... Oh, wait. Beelzebuth. Maybe he's called something different. Okay. now this is just turned into like nerd corner. Oh, this is alchemy. This is like an actual society. Yeah. Back to the drawing board. Yeah, so we don't have to stick with the but I do like the sigils. That's the thing. That's the whole reason we're looking at the Lesser Key of Solomon, is to That's the whole is these cool sigils that they have in the Lesser Key of Solomon. So, so let's see if we can find something that is. Oh, so gluttony? No. Food? No. Cooking? Eat? Great. No. What about pies? Are pies mentioned in the Lesser Key of Solomon? Just copies. Okay, all right. No, not co-pies. What about frogs? Ooh, there's one frog. This is a conjuration. Zaboth. Zabaoth. Okay. Asher. Do. But again, you don't have your symbols. We need symbols. I don't need these. All this. Okay, here we go. All right. I thought this was going to be an easy one. What about toads? Here we go. Baal. First principle spirits is a king ruling the east. He maketh thee go invisible. Appears sometimes like a cat, sometimes as a toad, sometimes like a man, sometimes all forms at once. There's a drawing prompt for you right there. He speaketh hoarsely. His character. This is his character. He used to be worn as a lament as a layman before him who calleth forth, seeketh to, or who else? Not. I don't know what that sentence means at all, but Baal it is. First principle spirit. Bingo, bango. All right. Okay. And that is number 1 in the Ars Goetia. So let's copy this. And let's go to our symbol here. Get rid of that one. Paste in this one. This one paste in. Where are you? You're just cropped out. All right. Let's switch this one around. All right. Turn this to screen. Invert colors. Change to size. Barely fit it inside of our little orb here. Bingo, bango. Our orb should probably also be a different color. So let's see if we can't change this. We'll do this green color. We'll do this little green color here. Put a little bit more blue in the shadow. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Frumpkin frog. All right. You can only find out how to summon pies with the Greater Key of Solomon. Oh, that's what I get for being such a cheapskate. Even then, only traditional fruit pies, meringue pies, are far too powerful. I love it. That's what that movie is all about. The Vitch, right? Wouldst thou love to live deliciously with meringue pies that are far too powerful for the lesser or greater keys of Solomon? I mean, they cut out some of the lines, but I'm pretty sure that was in the early drafts. Yeah, Thunderwolf. I found a sigil for him, but I'm not sure if it's legit still. Yeah, it's difficult to say. Patty B Vids. Did I miss most of the stream? This has been a slow Saturday morning for me. I don't know. I think actually so just to catch you up, Patty. We are kind of like turning old paintings into our own kind of Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I'm dangerously close to taking this seriously. And I know I want to do our Exodia card next. So I'll be making 5 cards out of Tree Man right here. So that however long it takes us to do that, that's what we'll be doing. I'm an Aussie, so that's just talking out of Pavlova, right? I don't know what that means. Oh, you're talking to each other. Okay, that's what. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, so this is pretty great. I think. All right, so we need some description text for this, and okay, I need. We'll just keep that there for now. We need our this dividing line didn't quite make it to this version. There's going to have to be some more. Listen, if this turns into a thing, I promise I'll standardize all the dividing line stuff. Don't tell all the other improvisational collectible card game design streamers that I'm short sheeting standardization. Don't tell them. Okay, this horrid little rat. Okay, so this guy. So I'm gonna start with when Pumpkin Frog enters the hell pit. That's instead of in Magic the Gathering, you call it like the battlefield or the summoning zone or whatever, right? I think we'll call it the hell pit. That's the name of like the playable space of the game. So when Frumpkin Frog enters the hell pit, create as many pie tokens as there are blah 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 cards. In play. Okay. So now we kind of need to think this through. Yeah. Okay. What is the base painting that I'm getting Exodia from? I never remember what it's called. So this is called the Garden of Earthly Delights. Scratch is correct. Or sorry. Sketch is correct. You can tell I'm thinking about monsters and devils because I said old Scratch. Church of Doom. Hey, what's up, Kyle? I'd like to place a pre-order of whatever this card game is. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you're talking about the food that is on top of this frog guy. That's what you're talking about. So this is called Pavlova. Okay, I'm going to look this up. Pavlova. Oh, you're talking about what meringue is called. I see. So like this is the kind of thing that you're talking about. Okay, so that's yeah that okay, all right. I sorry, we were talking so much about pies earlier. I just really getting into this conversation. I feel it's weird. Is it weird that I feel like I'm eavesdropping? I ain't dropping no eaves, sir. Um okay. You know what? I'm gonna give this guy a frog. I'll because they're you know what? They're between Bruegel and Hieronymus Bosch, there are a lot of frogs. So I don't mind actually giving this a different. I don't feel like there's a lot of rats. I don't feel like there's. I could be wrong about that, but I'm gonna give this guy a. Are we okay? How excited are we about the idea? How excited are we about the idea that our frogs are always spelled with a PH? I like that. I like it for the title of the card, but I'm wondering if okay. What is okay. What is Dutch for frog? Well, I don't know that I could use that word. I feel like that's just going to get me in trouble. This is Dutch for frog. I don't know how it's pronounced. I don't really want to.
Kikker. Kikker.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we're saying pH. We want the pH in it always. If I recall, frogs and toads have a relationship with the devil. Yeah, in heraldry. Yeah. Of course, Dig loves this. I like. Okay, all right. We're going with PHROG. I think that's great. Okay, when Frumpkin Frog enters the hell pit, create as many pie tokens as there are. Frog cards already on in the hell pit. There we go. I like this. This is really good. Yeah. It's like, I have no idea. I just, because last time we went with, now, okay, is the rules text of a Yu-Gi-Oh card italicized? Or is it just the flavor text? Because Blue Eyes White Dragon is the one that we looked at last time. Dig. I know exactly who I am. That's what I love about you, Dig. Now, what do pie tokens do? That's a great question. Okay. Well, maybe we should say that here. Oh, I keep clicking on the wrong one. If a frug card, oh, here we go. It would be like tap a. I don't have like the little symbol, the arrow for it. Although I'll bet I could find one. All right, let me see. Let me see if they have a curved arrow. In Wingdings. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. There's plenty of arrows here. Yes, one of these has got to work. Here we go. Tap a frug card I guess, would it be... okay, would it be fruit type cards? I'd have to look at the style guides. Okay, so tap a frug. I'm just going to go with... I'm not going to worry too much about it, because this isn't a real game, and I accidentally started taking it seriously, because it's fun to get excited about things. Okay, so tap a frug card to increase its... Oh, tap a fruit card and destroy one a pi token to increase the frug cards. The capitalization is all over the place. Despair by 1,000. All pi tokens that remain on the remain in the hell pit at the end of the turn are destroyed. I actually think this is a pretty cool mechanic. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what despair does. But I like the idea of you can, instead of attacking, your other frogs on the battlefield can eat a pie to gain power. But then you would open yourself up to you could not use those frogs to defend. So like you take the power up. This is pretty good. I'm sure it's broken, but I kind of love it. Okay, how many double spaces did I use? That's just one space. That's just one space. Okay, this is good. Frumpkin Frog. Frumpkin Frog, you're okay. You misspelled already, by the way. Oh no. Okay, all right. Tell you what. Let's do spell check. That's how you spell frog. That's how you spell Frumpkin. That's fine. Hell pit is 2 words. Come on. Come on. Already. Here we go. All right. Hell pit. That's fine. That's fine. Despair. Oh, I did it again. Why can't I spell this word? Tokens. Ignore. Wow. A lot of misspellings in there. A lot of misspellings in there. Pretty great. Pretty great, though. Let's hang it up on the fridge. I hate when I finish a thing and just notice a dumb mistake. Yeah, you never notice the mistake until you hit print. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. We got a frog friend. Boom. All right. Yeah, I'm an artist, not a spellist. Yeah, that's right. Patty B Vids. I started digitally hand drawing a map since the last stream, by the way. It was super inspiring. Got to put on hold for assignment, though. So I've been making TTRPG inspired film and mocap virtual production. That's really cool. That's awesome. Um, yeah, Patty, I imagine if your semester is wrapping up pretty soon here. I know mine is. I have one more school left to go. Food tokens in Magic the Gathering gain you life. That's true. Yeah, but I want yeah. Canceled. Yep. Um, Captain Comet. I'm so disappointed that I can't keep watching, but I gotta head off. Incredible stream. Have a good one. Eagerly awaiting the next stream. Well, thanks for stopping in, Captain Comet. You've had a tremendous impact on the stream today. I'm sure you're already gone, but hope if you watch the VOD, cheers. Okay. All right. Spellist is a great name for wizard. Yeah, I think so too. Okay. So let's do our Exodia cards, and then call it a night. We've been at this for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I imagine this will take us at least like a half hour or something like that. But I need to look up Exodia cards. Exodia! Obliterate! Exodia, the Forbidden One. All right, so here's the trick. In the Lesser Key of Solomon, what is or is this just a demon duke? Is this a Marquis of Hell? I think that would make sense. Can we find a description of one of the demons in the Lesser Key of Solomon? Thanks for stopping in, Grishoot. Have a good weekend. Can we find a demon in the Lesser Key of Solomon that matches the description of this? I mean, surely not exactly, but I feel like this would be like a big deal guy, you know? Supposedly that's a self-portrait. Yeah, who knows? I kind of get the feeling that Hieronymus Bosch had a case of the same faces. You know, like if we look at a lot of these faces, they're not exactly terribly different from one another in the first place. Except for this one. Oh, look at this. That's a whole scene. There's a lot going on here. Dang. I don't get invited to parties like this, I'll tell you that much. Look at this thing. Ah, what an amazing painting. Here's a goat. We were talking about how the Garden of Earthly Delights was goated, and it is. So this would definitely be a card called Goated. But we're not doing that. We're doing something else. He seems OP. Flaros. Definitely in the book. Could be a fun option. Yeah. This is good. Lots of horses and leopard men. Yeah. Those spoonbills. I know, right? They're gonna go carve silver coins out of someone's ass. Goated spell enchantment. Ooh, yeah. That could be Alright. Listen, I know we said we were gonna do Exodia. We have that written down. We've got it in the bank. We can do it whenever we want. Let's make a spell card. Because all the monster cards are going to have that tan background we already have. But this will give us a chance to do a magic card. Okay, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Spell cards. So those are the turquoise ones. Those are the kind of blue-green ones. Yeah. Okay, this will be fun. because at least it'll. Oh, okay. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. Okay. All right. So, goated. And then we could just go down here. If we get this color right here, we can just unlock the layer, and then go here and mess with the hue saturation until we get it over to around here. Yeah. You see where we're going with this? Okay, so we can get rid of the orbs, and this would now just be a thing that says brackets spell card. Good. All right. So copy this. Delete the frog friend. Change the scale. Yes. It just makes me so happy. All right, we actually need to get bigger. If we're gonna okay, we got to get more of an area here. This actually just looks like a first edition Magic card illustration to begin with. It has that kind of like that sort of like stiff painting quality that some of those earlier cards had back before they could like just hire the most world-class fantasy artists. They just had people who loved to paint, you know. Oh my goodness. I sound like I'm crying. I'm not crying. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh has monsters, spells, and trap cards. There's definitely a lot of opportunities for trap cards too. Like, I mean, like right here. This is a trap card. Oh shoot. Oh no. We could call this trap card Buried Alive. Oh man, that's good. Oh man, that's good. All right, we don't have time for that. We gotta focus. Okay, so I'm gonna type out trap card. I don't think this is a joke anymore. I think I'm just going to make these. I think this is now just like a thing I'm going to make and sell. I'm having so much fun. And this is bringing me so much happiness that it has to be now. It has to happen now. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. The stream could go. We could be here all night. This stream. Who knows? Who knows? Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's. I'm working high enough res it would be trivially easy to. Uh, did we come up with a name for this? No. Uh, okay, so possible names. Boshlings. I think Hell Pit is also a really great name for this. It would be great if we could have some kind of play off of Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't know how to have it. Uh, yeah, I can't believe I'm gonna help you test this, right? If you make it real. Well, okay, I don't know that I'm making an actual card game, but I do think at this point I am going to sell a deck of these cards. Like a small. I am going to sell these cards. I don't know that this is. I think it works if it's a. It works if it's a. If it's a full game or not. I don't. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're right. Yeah, calling it the Lesser Cards of Solomon. Thank you. I really like that idea. And that also gives me an idea. So if we're making a spell card, if we're making a spell card, so spell cards have this little sigil up here that says spell. And it also has this brackets thing that says spell card, just in case you missed it. I think probably what we could do for that symbol is if we go to the actual. So like this is the symbol of Solomon right here. This is the seal of Solomon. So this might just be our spell symbol that goes up in the little orb in the right hand corner. Okay, screen tone. There we go. All right. So this can go on the orbs layer. We can get rid of. Now the question is, do we need this to say spell still? Yes, we do, because that's silly. So it has to stay. So we can get rid of this sigil, and we'll get this guy right here. It's a very complicated symbol. I don't know if it'll read at this size, but maybe we could just do the middle of it. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I think that's how we'll handle this situation. Is we will just get the middle of this card. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. Let's put this right here. Let's put that right here, and then way we can just use the. All right. That wasn't as efficient as I thought it was going to be, but gets rid of most of it. And then we'll just have to come in here and get the rest of this by hand. Okay, clean up a little bit of that. Clean up these stray pixels right here. Okay. There we go. And we got our little. Yeah, that's not bad at all. If I really wanted to, I could put like a stroke around it to make it a little beefier. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But I am going to change this color to blue. There we go. All right. Okay. Let's catch up on chat here. Buried alive text. Those aren't my hands. We joked about calling it the Lesser Cards of Solomon. I like that. Zero consistency. I too would like to be a playtester. Oh no. Oh no. This is becoming more real the longer the stream happens. I have to stop. I have to stop the stream. I hope my internet cuts out before I actually start making these. If we invent the rule set and never share them with the public and it's only shared in the card, that somehow seems fitting. I like that. I really like that. Oh man, I want to catch Colville's streams talking about character creation, but it's like in 5 minutes. Oh, there's a Colville stream tonight? Dang. I don't like missing those. That might be it then. It's been 3 hours. And there's still a lot of work to do, so I think we might... Let me see if Colville is actually streaming. Let's see here. No, he's not streaming right now. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. All right. I'll keep my eye on that for a bit. Just make the card backs identical to Yu-Gi-Oh! You can just sneak them into other decks. I love that idea. If we're talking about games and rule sets, a game without a game reminds me of Vermis. Oh, yeah. I have both of those books. I love those. That is what I'm doing. If we're going in that direction, I'm probably going to really rethink the design of these cards, but still kind of keep it 90s. But I like that idea, like a fictional. It's like cards for a fictional game that have real sounding rules on them. I really like where we're at with that. All right, let me write that out. Okay, so this is a card game in the style of Vermis. The rules on the cards are real, but there is no rule book to run the game with. And then that becomes your game. that becomes the actual game of the Lesser Cards of Solomon. Is to you have to figure out what the rules of the game are. What are the steps what are all the steps that are mentioned throughout the cards, and in what order? What is the order of procedure for all of these turns? I think that sounds really fun. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, just talking about the experience, not the actual rules. I would like to play test it too. Okay. Are we all going to run over to that stream? Maybe. I don't think there actually is a stream at this point. I don't see a stream going on. I have my notifications going. Did Matt mention something on the Discord about streaming tonight or something like that? Let's Zero consistency. You know where? Yeah. That's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, go buy Vermis. Vermis is so good. Make yourself happy. Buy beautiful books. If you can afford. Okay, Patty, have a great day. Thank you so much for popping in. I look forward to where this is going in the future. And thank you so much for adding so much wonderful energy into the conversation. I really appreciate it every time you show up into the stream, Patty. Have a good one. Okay, so it is a stream that is going to start soon. All right, well, the clock's ticking. Let's see here. Okay, so we need to come up with... Okay, so who said goaded earlier? I think that was Grizzhoot. It was way early in the stream. I don't think my chat goes back that far. But I think it was Grizzhoot. So I'm gonna put Grizzhoot's name in for this, even though he didn't suggest it should be a card. It just seems like the right thing to do. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so let's adjust the levels of this a little bit. Now, especially if I'm going to end up printing these, I need to make sure they actually look nice. Man, is it possible I could have these I could have some of these ready in time for Gen Con? And people could like trade them around at the show? That would be really fun. Just like hand out a random card with every purchase at the table. That would be really fun. Oh no. I think this is real. I think this is happening. Oh no. All right. See you later. Zero consistency. Okay. Turn this into streamer mode so I can have my notifications go. Go quiet. Whatever, it's fine. Okay. Just spent $97 on Vermis. Look forward to seeing whatever that... Okay. Well, Dig, it's not... I don't know if I was clear about this. Vermis is not a game. It is a strategy guide for a game that does not exist. It's easily like the most like beautiful game book I've ever seen. I love the design. I love the moods. I love the game that it implies. But it's actually okay. So Vermis, if you've ever seen my agnostic prep method zine, Vermis is the book that caused me to make that zine. And because I was just like, Vermis is not a game, but if I wanted to use it to prep a game, how could I do that? So I came up with this kind of D100 system of rolling on random pages of any books that I put in a stack and then use that. Oh, good. Okay, good. Oh, thanks, Dick. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just like, oh, just wait. Swim at your own risk. Awesome. I'm glad. No, it's just like, it's such a gorgeous book. You won't regret it. But if you thought you were getting something else, then you might have. I thought he said who gave him the idea for the name. I did suggest making it an enchantment, but I didn't come up with the name. Ah, perfect. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sketch 1014. Yeah, I remember that too now, Sketch. I want to make sure that I add that. Okay, so Okay. So when I think actually this can't be in italics, but I like italics. I'm going to leave it in italics for later. So when, okay, so target, okay, so no, okay, all right. Goated automatically targets the monster with the highest despair on currently on the in the hell pit. That monster is turned into a goat token with here's how we're going to denote stats inside of our cards. We'll do that. So instead of like a 1/1 token is how they would say it in Magic the Gathering, we will instead write out our kind of like temporary stats like that. Okay, cool. This is really good. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. Well, okay. So it is. We've been doing this for 3 hours and 12 minutes, and that seems pretty long. I'm starting to get pretty punchy. I'm starting to run out of steam for actually making this, and it's getting pretty late my time anyway. But I think we'll definitely come back and do more cards, and maybe next time I'll come in with an actual like original card layout, so we can just kind of like bang through some more of these. But I'm really enjoying this quite a bit. Yeah, but for now, I think that will do it. Although this doesn't actually. Okay. Anyways, I think that will do it for this stream. I don't know that I'm going to have very much time. I actually need to catch up on grading and start getting a bunch of stuff wrapped up for the semester. But probably next weekend, I will find some more time. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do something else. But this has been tremendous. So much fun. Thanks, everyone, for stopping in and chatting and adding so many of these great ideas into the pot. Yeah, I will see you all next. Well, let me catch up on chat and then we'll get out of here. You're well. Thank you, Thunderwolf. Heck yeah, WK. I'm so glad you showed up. It's so good to collaborate with you in this way. Thanks for coming in, Dig. That was great. Have a good one, Patty. Surely this is fun enough to make 2 decks so it could be played for frogs versus horses. I love it. There's got to be a card you can use to summon Satan if you have all the goat tokens. Yeah, it'll be called Live Deliciously. Surely there's a black goat somewhere in one of these paintings. We can have Black Phillip in there. But that will do it for today, everyone. Thanks again so much, and yeah, I will see you next time. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.